Despite any fears or anxiety about crime, so many New Yorkers still have to take the subway every day.
Yeah, but there are some things that you can do to help you stay safe. So joining us now is Matan Gavish. He's the founder of FitHit, one of New York City's leading self-defense studios. First of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, we obviously, with the recent crimes, especially these attacks on women in the subway, a lot of people are on edge. What are some things that you suggest people can do to make themselves feel safer, especially on the subway?
Well, at the base of safety, first and foremost, you got to think about your awareness. Do you know exactly what is happening near you at all given times? In the subway, it's so easy to lose that type of awareness. New Yorkers are usually very busy on their phone, either working on the way to work, working on the way back home from work, just finding entertainment. But there's another level I'll call it an awareness killer, where New Yorkers or people who take the subway actually recognize a suspicious, aggressive, or strange behavior, but they decide to pretend as if they don't. So they look down, they look away, maybe they put their earplugs in the hopes that if they will ignore it, the problem will ignore them. Yeah, I call that timidity. And I know a lot of people do that because they believe that trouble wouldn't find them if they pretend that it's not there. Unfortunately, when you practice this type of timidity, you're likely to be the first person that a bad guy would choose to attack.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What can you do to make yourself less of a target then?
Well, of course, there's the obvious. Put your phone away, right? And pay attention to what is happening around you. You have to understand that the subway itself is a unique environment that changes every stop. So every time the doors open and closed, there's a whole new group of individuals that are next to you. And you want to be aware, is any one of those individuals raises a red flag at you? It might not be something that you can point your finger directly, but if you have a bad feeling about something or someone, there's usually an underlying reason, and that's an opportunity to just create distance and maybe get off on the next station.
Speaking of distance, what would you say are the safest places to be in the subway station and in the actual car?
Well, if you're on the platform, staying away from the edge, back against the wall so you can clearly see on all directions and nothing can surprise you from the rear is the best place to be. You're also less likely to get shoved or something past the edge because you're farther away from the edge. Inside the subway car, things are a little trickier. We're in a moving environment and all the doors are closed, except for the two doors at the edge of each car. Those are used for emergency movement. Positioning yourself near one of those will give you an opportunity to escape. Even if the car is still moving, that's the only doors that actually open and give you a head out.
Interesting. What would you say in the meantime, though, are some self-defense moves that we can do to protect ourselves while we're on the subway?
Sure. So at FitHit, our studio, we work mainly on the physical aspect. So when everything else
doesn't work,
when everything else doesn't work and everything else failed, and you have to get physical, you have to fight in order to get out. We teach people exactly how to do that. But the basics remain the same across all. Hit soft spots, eyes, nose, jaw, throat. Learn how to use your hands as weapons, but other parts as well, your elbows, your knees, your shins, your feet. Keep your mind clear throughout the engagement so you can find those spots and crush them. But training is very, very important in order to be able to perform.
And you also say you teach free, I want to point out, self-defense classes, especially for women, but you also point out practicing this will help it be an immediate reaction in case something happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do run free weekly seminars to women in New York City. Anybody can just go on our website, fithit.com, and just reserve for one. We'd be happy to see you guys there. And those that want to continue and learn and become better practitioners of the fighting arts can stick around.
Yeah, it's kind of troubling that we have to think about these things nowadays, especially with the government saying that crime is down. The fear factor still remains. I want you to go over, again, the tips. I want to pop it up on the full screen, on the screen right there. So you're saying keep your phones and valuables out of sight.
Yeah, you want to be always, of course, aware of your surroundings. Now, we're talking about being aware who is in your little bubble, this little safety zone, right? I like to talk about the bubble as the area where nobody can touch you. And when somebody is in your bubble, this is something you want to recognize, either to create more space or deal with it, right, if it becomes more aggressive.
What are potentially dangerous places on a subway?
Every aspect of going to the subway has its own risks.
Yeah.
From the staircase, for example.
Yeah, that was the thing with the Chelsea incident. It was so sad. This woman was in the staircase
Yes.
during rush hour when she was stabbed.
Yes, a staircase is one of those extremely vulnerable places. You want to be aware of it as you go down the stairs. Who's in front of you, who's behind you, what's happening. It's very hard to handle violently while going up and down the stairs. So being mindful of that before going into it. Of course, the platform themselves, all the transitions underground, and being in the subway car itself, every single one of those has specific vulnerabilities, and you just want to be aware of those as you progress. I can add a word about the crime rate, if possible. So we hear statistics about crime going down. Should we care about that? I would say that every time crime goes down, it's a step in the right direction. But if you go from 2,500 violent crimes in the subway to 2,200 violent crimes, that's still 2,000 people, over 2,000 people, that it's 100% for them, right? Like, they still have to know what to do in that situation,
100%.
even as the numbers fluctuate.
Absolutely.
So you say always, you want to take preventative measures, but if you have to, you want to know what to do in those situations if you have to fight.
Yes, preventative first, but if you cannot prevent violence from meeting you, then learning the fight skills, be able to react violently and explode and hurt the person in front of you, that is the best way out.
All right. Remember those soft spots.
Yes. I think there's some other soft spots as well that you
mentioned them.
didn't get into. But Matan, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.